Pain Island versus Paradise. Now, if you've never heard of this expression before, it's a reasonably common sales technique. And what they do is, and it works very well, it's a very important thing, but it allows you to preface things. It's like, the main concept is, all right, you are here. You are on Pain Island. You're overweight, can't see your dick, you hate your life, it hurts to go up and down stairs, everything is difficult. You can't play with your children, your wife's not attracted to you anymore, you hate the man in the mirror, you have no energy to play with your children, to do anything, you don't even have energy to do your hobbies or the fun things that you like. Life is just shit. This is Pain Island, right? And on the flip side, if you buy X product, we'll use 126 to Greatness, for example, you can jettison yourself through this product into paradise. You can have the body of your dreams. You can have the energy levels. You can have the physical fitness and the energy to play with your children and do whatever they want. Your wife will be attracted to you again. You can see your penis. Not only that, it's bigger than it was before. Not actually, but I think it's every 10 pounds of fat decreases the prospective size of your penis by half an inch or something of that nature. The gist of the story is that your penis looks smaller the fatter you are. You have energy, you have the capacity, you have a vibrance for life, you're excited for it, all that kind of stuff. So would you like to say in the suffering, in hating your body, hating your life, or would you like to transition into paradise, into where you feel better, you look better, life flows better, you're happier, all this kind of stuff? And this is how they use the sales technique. So it's just painting this picture of, if you buy X, if you buy 126 to Greatness, this is where you'll get to. This is all the things that you'll get to in your life. Now, the catch on this is, more often than not, the pleasure side of things isn't enough of a driver. It's why you paint the picture of both. But regardless of buying 126 to Greatness, investing in your health and your future, in your children's future, in leading by example, in being the happiest and healthiest version of you. Not so subtle sales pitch there. But regardless of that, what I generally find is that one, joy, happiness, satisfaction is fleeting. We as humans are designed to look for problems and to create problems. So even if your life gets exponentially better, and we're talking 100-fold better, you are now living the life of your dreams kind of thing, you are still going to find problems, because we're designed to find problems so that we can address them and move forward. That's just a part of life. So if we base the whole thing on a pleasure point, on when you do X, you will achieve. Like when you do this program, when you buy this product, whatever the thing will be, you will be in paradise. Now, the problem with that is we are addicted to comfort, and we seek this comfortable nature as a whole. So that all sounds really good, especially when you're in pain. When you're in Pain Island, when life is shit, when you hate your life, you hate who you are, you hate what you see in the mirror, etc., etc., etc. When you're in that place, you're willing to do whatever it takes. You're willing to sacrifice anything to get you out of that pain. And oftentimes it takes a certain level of pain and discomfort and hating your life to reach that point that you go, fuck it, I need to change. And I actually have no problems with that. I think it's a really important step to recognize that where you are is unacceptable and now you need to change. And I've been there. As I've said, this is my second round of doing this because I fucked it all up. And here's why I fucked it up. Because when you get out of the pain when you do the work and you progress past the pain, you are no longer in, we'll take it back to the physical side because it's always the easiest version to come back to. You don't hate the man in the mirror. Your body functions well enough. You're able to have enough energy to play with your children. Your body works well enough that you can chase them at the park. You can do the things that they want to do. You don't have to say no. You're not excelling at it. It's still difficult. You're still struggling with it, but you are capable. You can see your penis. Your wife's starting to find you attractive again. You're starting to have more confidence and respect for yourself. These kinds of things come into play. So once you reach a certain level of, I suppose, satisfaction, outside of you're no longer in this crippling pain that is demanding that you change, you've reached a point. Often the driving factors disappear. Often that motivation and drive to push through the uncomfortableness that comes with doing these things dissipates. And we've spoken about this before. Part of 126 is getting comfortable, being uncomfortable. We are deliberately making choices every single day to do things that are difficult, to override that bitch voice in our head, to do the work. We are making these conscious choices to get uncomfortable. Now, if you haven't established that as part of your personality, as who you are going to be when things get too comfortable again, when you get out of pain, what will normally happen is you'll revert. And oftentimes it'll be slow. Oftentimes it'll gradually creep up on you, that you'll do it inch by inch. You won't push as hard in your workouts. You'll say, oh, that thing that's slightly off my diet is okay this one time. You get to the end of the day. Sorry, I'm trying to stop saying so much. You get to the end of the day and you don't feel like going for your weighted walk because it's just been one of the days. You think to yourself, nobody's going to know. And slowly, bit by bit, you start inching away and chipping away at the man that you are becoming. You stop keeping your word. You stop holding that standard and holding that line. And inch by inch, you revert back to where you are. It's what we call our homeostasis level. We have this baseline level of who we are, kind of thing. And that includes weight, it includes standards, it includes money, it includes happiness, it includes anxiety and stress and all these kinds of things. We have this built-in notion of this is our life, kind of thing. And this is the baseline level. And we can step up and we can dip down and we can move all around. But until you actually reset your standards and your homeostasis level, you will always return to this middle ground kind of thing. And so if you haven't built these habits and established them as a new norm, as this is who you are, you will revert back. And it's part of why 126 to greatness is 126 days, because that's how long it takes to create habits, remove negative habits, and replace them with positive ones. Then you have to consistently do this for that length of time. The catch is that some of those homeostasis levels are greater than the setting habits. So we have to do it again. Usually I've found it's about 3 phases of 126 is what it takes to actually make it stick and follow through for a long period of time. And so with this level of comfortableness, with this level of reaching back to your homeostasis, here is where I find that stakes matter. There needs to be consequences for your actions. Now, whatever that may be to you, I don't know. It could be putting it out online, telling your wife, telling your children, telling your closest friends that this is what you are doing and this is who you are becoming. The caveat I would say on that one is make sure that they are going to be on board, because not everybody's going to be on board for you to make this change. As I said, crabs in a bucket. Because when you do things like this and you make drastic changes and you become the best version of yourself, there are going to be people who resent you for it, because you hold up a mirror. You shine a beacon down on them as to what they are not doing. But it is a powerful incentive. You can use things like other people or external people to hold you accountable. You know, I will donate $100, $1,000, I don't know, it depends on where you're at, to this cause if I don't follow through. Whatever it may be. Maybe you compete against someone else. You and a friend go into this together, and there's a prize if you both complete it, there's consequences if one of you doesn't, etc., etc. But you need to find something beyond that. But beyond that, the one I utilize for myself is this. I make it abundantly clear what this will cost me, not monetarily wise, but cost me if I don't become this man. Who am I letting down? Who am I leaving behind? What am I leaving on the table? And I write that down. If I do not do this work, if I do not become the best father, husband, and man I can be, if I do not chase my greatness, if I do not step up and pursue this legacy, my calling, the thing that I have been put on this earth to do, to lead a movement of fathers, who am I letting down? How many lives am I failing? And I wrote it all out. And I made it abundantly clear that every time I make a choice to not do this work, every time I make a choice to not show up as the best version of myself, the simplest one I think about is my kids. My beautiful daughter's little face and those big eyes that she's got and the way she looks at me. I think of her. If I'm not willing to do the work, I think of it, and it's an extreme way to view it, I think that I have failed her every single time. And look, in that one instance, probably not. But if you accumulate enough of these things, where you choose the easy way out, when you choose not to be the greatest version of yourself, you will. You will 100% let your children down. You will let your wife down. So that's how I do it. I create this story in my head of her little face, fallen with sadness, because Daddy let her down. Daddy didn't keep his word. Daddy didn't do it. And then the same with my son. I see his little face, and you can see it in his eyes, how much he loves. My son wears his heart on his sleeve, and that I have failed him. I failed to show him what a man looks like. I failed to show him what a good life looks like. A man who chased his dreams. I failed to show him what was possible. I failed to leave a legacy for him. And I failed to provide for him, or for both of them. I think of that. I think of my wife's face, that how much faith and belief she has put in me. How much we have been through together. And how much she has put on the line for me, believing in me. So every time I don't feel like it, every time I don't want to do it, every time I think to myself, I don't have it in me today, I think of them. I think of their faces and how badly I am letting them down. And then if it really gets to it, I push on beyond that. And rarely has it taken more than that. But I think about all the men, all the fathers, all their kids that I am failing, that I am letting down when I don't do my work. Because yes, I know this is budding. I know this is in the early stages. But I am on a mission to change lives. I'm on a mission to rewrite the history of my family and the history of your families. To leave a legacy of men who led by example, who were the best versions of themselves. Because that is what I am called to do. And I think about all the hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, millions of lives that will not be impacted, that will not be changed, that will not be elevated for the better if I choose not to do this. Because everything is a fucking choice. At the end of the day, every moment, every opportunity, we have a choice. No matter how it feels in that moment, we have a choice. And we have the opportunity to do better, to serve all of those that we are meant to lead by example, and to live up to that expectation of our children's, of our wives, of our families and friends, and all those who we will impact by leading by example. Because even if it's just you, even if you don't have grand aspirations to change the game, you leading by example will make a difference. You leading by example will impact your kids, it'll impact their friends, it'll impact your wife, your friends. Your circle of influence is always much greater than you think it is. And even if you just think about it this way, your kids' friends should have a shining beacon of an example of what a man should look like, of what a man should live his life like. Because there's a good chance their fathers won't, so you can be that beacon to them. So when you feel like quitting, when you feel like it is all too much, when you feel like you don't want a bar of it, this is when you have to go all in. This is when you have to do the work, where you have to show up as the best version of yourself. You have to dig deep. You have to find another level and push forward on this. This is how we chase greatness. So, as always, standard platitudes. If you found this inspiring, if there was some nuggets of wisdom, if there was something there that touched your soul, please like, comment, subscribe, follow along. Please help me push this movement forward, because I mean it when I say it. I am called to do this. I am called to change lives through this process, and I need your help. I need your help to get it out there. So please send this to a father, to a friend, to a man who needs to hear these words. Next, if you're ready to take the next step and start chasing your greatness, click the link in the bio, join the daily greatness mail. I will send you daily updates and things on how you can become the best father, husband, and man. So do that. Now, if you are ready to cut the shit, to stop dicking around, to stop living on Pain Island, as we spoke about, and ready to go all in on yourself to become the best husband, father, and man that you can be, message me directly. Let's burn the motherfucking boats. Let's go all in. Let's see who you truly are underneath all of that. When we cut away the shit, we'll place you in the fire and burn away all the things that do not serve you, and just reveal the man that you are meant to be. So if you're ready for that, message me. Until then.